Hi, this is John Twist from Team Niners. When designing our business strategy, Team Niners' goals were based largely on operational excellence and were implemented through several initiatives. First, we sought to improve efficiency by decreasing the amount of setup time between production runs. This decrease was from 12 to 8 hours. An efficiency study was done, and it was determined that this was the most optimal setup time for the cost. Second, we decided to offer only 3 product groups: original, nut, and strawberry, both in the 500 gram and 100 kilogram sizes. This would allow us to effectively make use of all 3 distribution centers. The choice of these 3 products was strategically decided through extensive market research and consumer behavior studies. This allowed us to be diverse enough on product offerings to take advantage of a larger customer segment, while at the same time being focused enough not to have the undue burden of too many setup times. After the second quarter, however, another market study was completed which showed that the overall demand for the strawberry product was waning. In order to better serve our customer segment, the decision was made to change production of the strawberry product over to blueberry. Third, a major part of our overall strategy was to run a lean operation. This meant that we had to find the fine line between production need and consumer demand. By developing specific KPIs such as minimum inventory levels of 5,000 boxes, predictive sales forecasts, and overall market share and demand of specific products, we were able to keep our inventory levels at minimum levels without running into stock-out situations. The approach allowed us to anticipate the demand for our products accurately enough to only order what we needed. Finally, it allowed us to maneuver nimbly through the market in terms of product offerings. One important point of note is that at no time during all 6 quarters was our production idle. Planned orders were monitored at all times to determine the best time to run a new forecast and MRP, and the time it took our vendors to deliver our POs was calculated down to the minute. This allowed our production floor to be as efficient as possible without overrunning the warehouse with excess raw materials. Finally, the last central piece to our strategy was to maintain a minimum cash flow. The objective to this strategy was to only keep enough cash on hand to pay our fixed and variable cost, then taking the excess net income and applying it to the initial loan balance of 20 million euros. The end result of this strategy is that our loan will be completely paid off in only 8 quarters, and our debt-to-equity ratio is the lowest in the market. As time went on, we continually re-evaluated our strategy and allowed it to evolve based on the needs and demands of the market. Over time, and as the market matured, we identified a trend of downward pressure being exerted on the prices of the products overall. A market study was completed that indicated that our competition had increased their capacity to a point where their margins were significantly higher, an average of 9%, and as a result, we decided to slowly start increasing our capacity. The strategic change for this is as follows. As we increase our capacity, we spread the fixed costs of production over a larger volume of product. This would help increase our margins, assuming we kept the price of the product fixed. The other essential part of this increase is, since the margins of our competition are very high, if our competition decided to lower prices significantly, we would be in a better strategic position to continue to compete. More to the point, we would be able to lower our prices alongside our competition without losing a significant amount of margin just to keep pace. Our plan is to continue to slowly increase our capacity so as not to raise any red flags with our competition. Then once our capacity is greater than our competitors, start slowly decreasing the sales price of the product to slowly squeeze out the companies in the market that do not have the capacity to keep up. Our strategy also called for an average of 4 to 6% of our total sales revenue to be used in our marketing efforts. One very important piece of the strategy was to make sure that we were only marketing one major product per region at any given time. The reason for this is that we would want to make sure that we are not competing with ourselves in any given region. This KPI was developed into a tool in our dashboard to ensure that we were staying on target with our strategy. An alert was sent out to the marketing director if the levels fell below 3.9%. In the north, the primary product marketed is the 1 kilogram nut. In the south, the primary product marketed is 1 kilogram original. and in the West, the primary product marketed is the 500-gram nut. Looking at our overall market share data, in almost every quarter we were able to gain equal or greater than average overall market share, as well as a significant percentage of the 500-gram nut product and an average of well over 30%. These products continually lined up with a market trend analysis that was performed on a regular basis to ensure that we remain connected to our customers. Looking toward the future, we can see that our forecasted sales revenue for Q7, based on a linear regression analysis, is $16,306,419.69. As you can see, this forecast is in line with our prior quarter earnings and has a 95% confidence interval. Not only have we been able to operate a lean, agile manufacturing operation, we have also been extremely profitable over the last 6 quarters. Moreover, with the payback of the initial loan at the end of Q8, we are currently poised to take over the market and completely dominate our competition. We here at Team Niners believe that all these factors together make us an excellent fit for your continued support. Thank you. In the lessons learned portion of this presentation, we were able to reflect back on the decisions that we used to help us define our business strategy. Our strategy focused on operational excellence through production efficiency. Our reasoning for this was that if we were able to switch between products faster without losing valuable production time, we would have a competitive advantage. This comes to one of the main points that collectively we as a team would have changed. We would have opted to increase our capacity from the start. This would have allowed us to recognize larger margins from our products. The next area of focus that we would have changed is in our product offerings. We attempted to capture a larger segment of the market by offering a varied product mix in both 500-gram and 100-kilogram sizes. Considering that the sales volume for the 2 product sizes were roughly equal, it would have been a better strategy to focus on the 500-gram products only. Since the setup time in the simulation is based on the need to clean the manufacturing equipment of any materials that would cross-contaminate products, our initial assumption was that we would not be penalized for setup time by running the same product but with different sizes. This was not the case. If we had known that we would have been charged the setup time either way, we would have further varied our product offering in the 500-gram product space. The benefit here would have been decreased use of warehouse space, a higher return on the cost of raw materials, and a higher overall product margins. Overall, I believe our team did an excellent job keeping our fingers on the pulse of the needs of our customers. We constantly monitored the marketplace for shifts in demand, price point, marketing efforts, and most importantly, what our competition was doing. One of the biggest lessons learned from this simulation is that in this and any other business environment, decisions of strategy are not made in a vacuum. Our decisions were influenced not only by customer demand, but also on the decisions that our competitors made. In fact, deciphering these moves steered us towards reevaluating our own business strategy with regard to capacity. It was clear to us that the top teams had higher overall margins. This could only be achieved by increasing capacity. As a result, we began to increase our capacity to match. We strongly believe that if we had begun with these strategic decisions, we would have started in the top rankings and stayed there. Thank you.